I've covered a lot of artists whose videos MTV have banned, including Soundgarden, Neil Young, and Danzig. The links to those videos are down below. In pretty much all those instances, the videos either criticized the network, broke their policies, or had imagery that was way too provocative. But it's rare that a video has no violence, no nudity, or doesn't criticize the network and still gets banned. Well, that happened to the band Tool, and we're going to discuss it in today's video. Formed in Los Angeles in the early 90s by frontman Maynard James Kennan, guitarist Adam Jones, drummer Danny Carey, and original bassist Paul Diamore, Tool would shock everyone with the 1-2 punch of their debut EP 1992's Opiate and 1993's Undertow. For the members of Tool, it was important first and foremost to have creative control, with guitarist Adam Jones telling Revolver Magazine in 2008, "When we got signed by Zoo Records in 1992, the most important thing for us was to have creative control." And that creative control extended to not just their music, but to their music videos. In fact, before starting the band, both frontman Maynard James Kennan and guitarist Adam Jones worked on film productions, with Jones doing visual effects for several big Hollywood films, including Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park. In the same interview with Revolver, Jones would add, "We went, okay, if we take less money, can we have control of the music?" And the label went, "Yeah, no problem." And we said, "If we take even less money, can we have the final say over the videos?" And they went, "Sure." Of course, in theory, it all sounds great, but Tool would soon butt heads with the record label. The second single from Undertow, Sober, would feature a stop-motion video, as did the video for their third single, Prison Sex. For record labels, you don't just sell music, but you sell the image of a band, and Jones would tell Metal Hammer, there was a lot of banging heads with the record company because they still want to do things in the traditional way. They'd go, "Well, if you're not going to be in the video, we're not going to pay for it." And we'd say, "What do you mean? We're supposed to have creative control." It was typical slimy shit, but in the end they gave in, he'd say. Even during the filming for the video Prison Sex, the band ran into some serious issues. Filming would begin for the video Prison Sex in January of 1994 with director Fred Sturr, who worked on their previous video Sober. It was January of 1994 when the city would be rocked by a 6.7 magnitude earthquake that killed dozens and nearly injured 10,000 people. Jones would tell Louder Sound, "We were still there at 3 in the morning when the 94 earthquake hit Los Angeles. We were on the second floor of this old brick building that wasn't too sturdy. The room started shaking, and before I even knew what was going on, Fred ran over to stand in the doorway because that's what you're supposed to do in an earthquake. But the other 5 of us who were there just ran out and plowed him over and left him lying on the ground. It was the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and the best thing. When I looked out, I could see downtown Hollywood, and all the transformers were blowing. They were popping. So there were these lightning strikes everywhere, and it looked like the city was being bombed. It was just so beautiful," he'd recall. Eventually, the band was able to finish up the video for Prison Sex, and the subject matter of the song dealt with childhood trauma, something the video depicted metaphorically. The message of the song is that those who suffer trauma early on in their life are capable of inflicting the same trauma as they get older, and it's a cycle that repeats itself. It's been speculated that the song was written about Maynard James Kennan's stepfather, whom the frontman has repeatedly expressed his distaste for. The message of the song, though, wasn't lost on Much Music in Canada and MTV, who banned it after a few plays. Despite this move, MTV still nominated the video for Best Visual Effects, and the network's reason for banning the video was that they claimed it was too unsettling. Despite the controversy over the lyrical content of the song, it still got airplay on rock radio, peaking at number 32 on the mainstream rock charts. The band, for their part, found MTV's attitude towards the video hypocritical, with Maynard James Kennan telling the San Francisco Chronicle in 1994, "What got to me about the whole situation was that here you have these other videos where Steven Tyler's daughter is stripping in front of old men, or where Janet Jackson's practically having oral sex. I kind of find that disturbing, yet it's something that's just thrown in people's laps and they don't think twice about it. So I guess anything that deals with the sort of subject matter in Prison Sex is going to end up hitting roadblocks," he'd say. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in Rock and Roll True Story sticker.